Now, in this video, we will going to discuss about the volumetric strain of rectangular bar, which is a prismatic bar subjected to a single direction load P or direct normal stress sigma. So to do that, here we have a prismatic bar having length, breadth and thickness, having a single direction load which is applied as shown in the figure, which is P or sigma, wherein along the direction of x-axis is the length, along the direction of the y-axis is d, that is the depth or the thickness, and along the direction of z is the width, which is b. Now, if you are considering this, consider a rectangular bar of length L, width b, and depth or the thickness, which is d, subjected to an axial load or the normal stress, which is in the direction of its length. So here L is in the x direction, thickness what I have explained already, d in y direction and width in the z direction. What is the original volume? Original volume is the product of length, thickness and width. So that is L into b into d. So let delta L be going to be the change in length, which can be increased. That is only because that is the direction of loading is along the length. Delta b is decrease in width. That is the change in width. It is decrease here. And delta d again change in thickness or depth, which is again decrease. Now differentiating the original volume, so what happens? What is delta v? So we're going to get as delta v will be equal to, it is the product of UVW. So what is that? B into d into delta L plus d into L into delta d. Sorry, L into b into delta d plus L into d into or L into d into delta b. So then this is the differentiated original volume. Now what volumetric strain is? What? Change in volume by the original volume. What is the change in volume? That is delta v. So delta v by v, substituting the value of delta v and delta that is v. So what is that? Bd into delta L plus L into b into delta d plus L into d into delta b by what is the original volume? L into b into d. So what happens? When you divide that, what happens? You are going to get it as b into d is get cancels because LBD. So there is BD is going to be get cancels. You are going to get delta L by delta L by L plus in the second case when you are considering this L into B, so you are going to get delta D by D. Then again plus L into D, which is going to be get cancels. So L into D, which is going to left out with plus delta B by B. So that is how you will be able to get this is delta L by L plus delta B by B plus delta D by D. Now what is epsilon V? Epsilon V is nothing but what is epsilon X? So you substitute the value of, what is delta L by L, which is nothing but epsilon X. That is the strain in the X direction. Delta B by B is the strain in the width, that is epsilon Y and epsilon Z. So what is the strain in the direction of load, which is epsilon X? So what is the strain in the direction of load, which is epsilon X, that is in the X direction if you are considering sigma by E. So what is sigma by E, which is, that is stress by strain is the Young's modulus. So that is the force, that is the formula which has been applied so that Young's modulus is, that is according to the Hooke's law, what is Young's modulus? That is stress by strain within the elastic limit. So since we want the strain, so sigma by E. What is the lateral strain in the direction of YY, which is epsilon Y will be equal to delta D by D, that is the lateral strain, which is equal to minus 1 by m into epsilon X. Y minus sign is because it is the decrease in width or the thickness. So that is equal to minus 1 by m into what is epsilon X. Substitute the value of epsilon X as sigma by E. So minus 1 by m into sigma by E. Now what is the 1 by m? What is 1 by m? 1 by m is nothing but the lateral strain by the longitudinal strain. So what is the negative sign? It is decrease in thickness. Now similarly, if you go for the lateral strain in the direction of ZZ, epsilon Z, which will be equal to what is the Z direction, which is delta B by B. So once you have the delta B by B, again you will going to have it in the Poisson's ratio. So it is minus 1 by n into epsilon X, because Poisson's ratio 1 by m is equal to lateral strain by the longitudinal strain. So what is the lateral strain? So what is the lateral strain? 1 by m into the longitudinal strain. What is the longitudinal strain, which is epsilon x? So minus 1 by m into epsilon x. So minus 1 by m into x sigma by e. Sigma by e because it is the Young's modulus again. It is stress by strain is Young's modulus within the elastic limit according to the Hooke's law. So again we have the negative sign because there is the indicating that it is the decrease in width. So what is epsilon v? Epsilon v is nothing but epsilon x plus epsilon x plus epsilon y plus epsilon z. So what is that? Sigma by e minus 1 by m into sigma by e minus 1 by m into sigma by e. So once you are considering that, so you can take sigma by e is the common factor and you take out that common factor into 1, that is this one, minus 1 by m minus 1 by m. So when you add this, it will go to get minus 2 by m. So what is the volumetric strain? Epsilon v will be equal to sigma x by e into 1 minus 2 by m. That is only because it is the longitudinal strain in the longitudinal stress or the longitudinal strain sigma x by e. So what is sigma x? Sigma x is nothing but epsilon x by e into 1 minus 2 by m. So what is epsilon x, which is by e, which is equal to delta L by L into 1 minus 2 by m. So then this is how we will be able to find out the volumetric strain of the prismatic bar. So once you are considering that, similarly, you can also write what is the volumetric strain for a cylindrical bar subjected to an axial load, which is P, or the normal stress sigma. So here, this is y and z will not be there because y and z will going to have the diameter. So only we have the longitudinal strain and we have the lateral strain, which is D here in this case. So consider a cylindrical bar of length L and the diameter D is subjected to an axial load or P, axial load P or normal stress sigma in the direction of its length. What is the original volume? Since it is the volume of the cylinder, it should be pi d square by 4 into L. So pi d square by 4 into L. So differentiating again both sides with respect to differentiating both sides, we have delta V is equal to pi by 4 pi d square by 4 into, this is the formula of u into v, where u into dv by dx plus v into du by dx. So the first function into differentiation of the second function is L, that is delta L, plus second function which is L into differentiation of the first function. Pi by 4 is a constant, so you take pi by 4 into 2d into delta d by d, 2d into delta d. So pi by 4 into 2d into delta d. So when you are doing that, you will going to get this delta v, where delta v is nothing but the change in volume. So delta L is the change in length. So what is delta d? Change in diameter. So what is the epsilon v? Epsilon v here in this case delta v by v. So here substitute those values here by the ratio. So when you are doing that, pi d square by 4 into delta L plus pi into 2d into L into delta d by 4, that is pi d square by 4. When you are differentiating, when you are dividing this, pi d square by 4 gets cancels, so you're going to get delta L by L in the first case. Then in the second case, again when you are dividing this function by pi d square by 4 into L, pi by 4 gets cancels, so we have d square, one d will going to get cancelled, so the remaining d is in the denominator, and this L in delta d will going to L and L will going to be get cancelled. So you have left out with 2 into delta d by d. So that is what you are going to get here. So that is epsilon y is equal to epsilon z, which is equal to delta d by d. So now epsilon v is equal to the volumetric strain along the x, y and z axis, that is epsilon x plus epsilon y plus epsilon z. So the longitudinal strain epsilon x will be equal to delta L by L, which is sigma by E. So lateral strain in the direction of yy, epsilon y will be equal to delta d by d, that is again minus 1 by m into the sigma x, epsilon x, that is because minus 1 by m into sigma by E. So why that negative sign? Because it will go into decreases in diameter. So what is 1 by m? It is the lateral strain by the longitudinal strain. So similarly, epsilon z will be equal to delta d by d again. So that will be minus of 1 by m into epsilon x, which is minus of 1 by m into sigma by E. So volumetric strain, again, the sum of the volumetric strain of all the three, which is sigma by E minus 1 by m into sigma by E minus 1 by m into sigma by E. So you take out sigma by E as a common factor. So you will going to get 1 minus 2 by m. So what is volumetric strain? Epsilon V will be equal to, you can say it is sigma x by E 1 into 1 minus 2 by m. Again it will be epsilon x by 1 minus 2 by m. So which will be equal to epsilon x means delta L by L into 1 minus 2 by m. So this is the final answer for the volumetric strain by using the prismatic bar. Thank you.